never liked him.
Oh, really?
If you're 55 and you grew up on Long Island, you know that he's a fake, a phony, and a fraud.
Right.
There was no mystery to me.
Right.
So
I spend like pretty much 90% of my waking hours tweeting hatred towards this administration.
Yeah, well, now I want to...
Oh boy, Trump's going to need an extra scoop of ice cream after this one. Rosie O'Donnell and Seth Meyers just took the gloves off and obliterated Trump in Melania Live. We're talking brutal jokes, jaw-dropping receipts, and a reek tie-in from Trump so unhinged even his spray tan looked shook. What did they say? Why is Trump losing his mind over it? Buckle up, because this is about to get wild.
Are you watching this moron speak? Can he form a coherent sentence? He is the worst thing that ever happened. Period. And he's just babbling like an incoherent asshole. He's like Dr. Doom. He's the worst thing. Oh, you know what? He just lies, lies, lies. I am done with Donald Trump. Let's be done with Donald, okay? Done with Donald.
Rosie O'Donnell has never been one to hold her tongue, especially when it comes to Donald Trump. Their feud is one for the history books, and every time Trump thought he had the last word, Rosie came back swinging like a heavyweight champion with a microphone instead of boxing gloves the way she effortlessly roasts Trump. You'd think she was born in a comedy club just waiting for this moment.
So then I said, you know, some facts that I just went on Wiki that were easily accessible since this campaign began. That he is bankrupt 4 times, that he got all his money from his father, and that he notoriously cheats private contractors out of their money.
Yes, and that is all
Simple
pretty well
facts,
documented. Yeah.
Simple facts.
And so you said this on The View.
And he went bat crazy.
Yeah.
It all started in 2006 when Rosie, while co-hosting The View, called out Trump for his hypocrisy. The man who had been married more times than most people, changed their Wi-Fi passwords, had the audacity to lecture others on morality. Rosie wasn't having it. She went in on him like a comedian on open mic night, mimicking his voice, mocking his hair, and basically making him look like the human embodiment of a rejected Cheeto Trump, who has the emotional resilience of a Soul. Couldn't handle it. He lost his mind and went on a media tour throwing insults like a toddler denied a Happy Meal.
Announced whether or not she was going to retain her crown. And then she started to cry.
She did.
Going, I just want to thank Donald is giving me a second chance. And
That was brilliant.
And there he is, hair looping, going, everyone deserves a second chance. And I'm going to give her a second chance.
Her hair is perfect for that. Your hair is perfect for that.
Listen, he annoys me on a multitude of levels. He's the moral authority. Left the first wife, had an affair. Left the second wife, had an affair. Had kids both times, but he's the moral compass for 20-year-olds in America. Donald, sit and spin, my friends. I don't enjoy him.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Rosie, however, did not back down. She kept clowning him, and Trump kept taking the bait. Every tweet, every rant, every ridiculous interview where he called her a loser or fat only made Rosie stronger. She knew exactly how to get under his skin, and the best part, she didn't even have to try. Trump was out there doing PR for her without realizing it. The man was basically a walking advertisement for Rosie's comedy career.
If Trump gets indicted, it would be really great if Mueller let you serve the papers. I feel like...
I have put in that request by tweet.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting.
Fast forward to 2016, and oh boy, was not about to let up. The man who once hosted a reality show where he fired people for fun was now running for president. It was like watching a clown car crash in slow motion. Rosie went all in, making fun of his tiny hands, his inability to form complete sentences, and his general lack of knowledge about, well, anything. Trump responded in the most Trump way possible by dragging Rosie's name into a presidential debate. That's right, during a presidential debate, when asked about his history of insulting women, his first defense was to attack Rosie O'Donnell. Imagine having a brain so small that your biggest enemy isn't a foreign leader or an economic crisis, it's a comedian who roasted you 10 years ago.
Well, Rosie is a loser. Rosie's been a loser for a long time. Her magazine failed. She got sued. She folded up like a tent. It was too bad. Everything about Rosie, and I watch her, and somebody sent me a clip of what she said. Rosie is somebody out of control who really just doesn't have it. And she ought to be careful, because I'll send one of my friends to pick up her girlfriend, and I think it would...
Rosie, of course, had a field day with it. She didn't just roast Trump, she slow-cooked him over an open flame, seasoned him with pure sarcasm, and served him up on a silver platter for The world to enjoy. She took shots at him on Twitter late night shows interviews. Heck, if there was a carrier pigeon available, she probably would have sent a roast by airmail. She even joked that she was living rent-free in his head, which was ironic because given the size of that ego, real estate in there had to be expensive, and Trumpo, he just couldn't let it go. Most people move on from feuds, but not the Donald.
No, he'll do anything and everything to get what he wants, and women are of no value to him in his life or world. The only one who is, I think, is his daughter. That's it. The rest of the women in the world are useless as the immigrants that he says are coming from, Honduras to take us in caravans. Watch out for the caravan. There are people walking away from certain death in third world countries, right? The man doesn't care at all. So what he did to Stormy Daniels was horrific. What he did to me was horrific. But I expected when that was happening, the National Organization of Women or something would come out and say, you can't do this. You're not just allowed to pick a woman, lie, and just debase her with impunity.
And Rosie saw an opportunity she just couldn't pass up. She didn't just keep roasting him. She went nuclear. It was no longer just jokes about his orange hue or his suspiciously gravity-defying hair. Oh no, she came armed with facts, receipts, and that signature Rosie sarcasm sharp enough to cut through even the thickest comb-over. She called him out for his scandals, his lies, his baffling Twitter meltdowns, and his general ability to make even the most absurd reality TV show look tame in comparison.
Safety in my house, and look, there's no safety in the world. And all of that came right up when he, first of all, when he announced, I was like laughing my ass off.
Same here.
He was on that little escalator down with the fake crowd going, look, here's my wife who loves me. And she's like, how do I get out of here? Right? And I just thought it would never happen.
Same here. So I've been wrong at every turn.
I said to my therapist, I got this new show, Smilf, but I have to go to Boston to start shooting the day after the election. Do you think it's going to be okay for me to be there? Or what if he wins? She's like, Rosie, you really have to start working on your negative loop in your brain. He is not going to win. Every smart person knows he is not going to win. That night, I was like, listen, you wench. I am here and I have nose at it!
The best